How every morning starts. Cup of coffee. And away we go. Hope you enjoy the video. Well, we're going to try and see if we can't get some carpet to fit in here. I purchased the carpet for my 98 GMC 1500 pickup truck and didn't end up using it because the carpet that I got for it stayed in the box. The stuff that was in it cleaned up just like new. They were different colors. I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave it. I actually pulled it all out of a wrecked 99 Tahoe that apparently was garage kept it super clean. So this stuff has been in the box. Widthwise it's a little bit wide, lengthwise it's ridiculously long, but I think the tunnel's about in the same place. I think everything's pretty close, so we're gonna see if we can't slather it in there and make it fit. I've got pretty much all of the Dynamat stuff done in the front. I've got a couple things I still need to button up, but they're way up tall, so I can do it. But this will help make it a little more cushy, start to see some end results here. So let's give it a shot and let's have at it. Getting pretty fancy around here. I went ahead and hooked up my lapel mic, which is wireless, and maybe that'll give you a little better sound. Yeah, you can hear me curse, bitch, and moan better if the mic is louder and right next to my throat. So let's see what happens. This carpet's almost as big as the car. But here we come, ready or not. Watch me peel up about half of this Dynamat in the process. Like I said, this is a lot of carpet for a very little hole. Where are we going? We're going like this. Then we're going like this. Hey, it's starting to look like carpet. Woo woo. My garage door is a little tight, and I can't push this in and out by myself. And with the rains coming, which they do here in Florida during rainy season, about 3, 4 o'clock, I can expect a good rain. Now, is this the cart before the horse? Absolutely. But, you know, sometimes you just got to see a little progress. Oh my God, this thing is a foot too long at the front. Probably a foot too long at the back. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And we've got a nice big kink here from it being in the box so long. It's got to come way this way in order to match the tunnel at all. Got a huge kink here. Still got to go way up. Well, it's definitely big enough. I gotta tell you, anytime I go to cutting carpet, I'm scared. But I definitely have to cut it for around the go pedal. Some of this stuff makes no sense. It laid in a box for, I'm gonna say 2-3 years. And I'm sure because of that, It's a little stiffer than it should be. My goodness. Ooh, feels better on the knees though. Looks like I'm about even side to side. So I think my next thing, let's see if you can see it all. I do have a fan blowing because it's once again a zillion degrees. Oh look, all you get to see is carpet. How about if we put you up here? How's that? Hey, that's pretty good. As you can see, I need to slot it for where the gas pedal is. So I'm going to take a chance and go ahead and cut that. It's way up underneath the dashboard. So we'll do a little cutting and slide it up in there a little farther. Why are you doing this now, you ask? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, I'm just in one of those moods where I want to see a little bit of progress. Visual, right now, progress. My tunnel fits pretty good. And it definitely can go farther because the tunnel gets smaller in the back of a Chevrolet and in a Chrysler. So hopefully if I cut this somewhere in there, I can get her to swing up in there a little better. So let's butcher it up a little bit, shall we? And of course, this stuff is hard as a rock. But I did draw a line with the knife in case you missed that. I could take the gas pedal off, I guess. But if I do that, that takes away all the fun. All right, first cut seems to be fair. Now I gotta slide the carpet up farther. Yeah, that's easy. No. Good Lord Almighty. There we go, there's that side. Now let's see if I can move the other side up. Now don't be surprised if you see weight reduction as this happens. Because this here vehicle is in a constant state of weight reduction. And I don't like the front of this carpet at all. I think it's got to come back out. And realistically, in order to get this way up here, I think I need to take off 6 inches right off the front, the whole carpet. They do make these big, I know, but the tunnel's too big up here. It's smaller here, which will probably fit up there better. It disappears back here, which it does here too. And what have I got to lose? Absolutely nothing. I can always just drive it with Dynamite and wear sunglasses if the sun's shining the right way. So I think the ticket is to back it up and take a little off the top. Let's see what we can do here. This is not exact of measurement. No, these are not my wife's kitchen shears. But if these stop working, I may go get them. I want y'all to keep in mind, I have no idea what I'm doing. But I do know there's a hell of a kink right there that needs to go. That's pretty even all the way across. I think that is actually supposed to go up, but it just doesn't. All right, we're gonna put you on time lapse for a little while because you don't need to see all of this. If I screw it up, I'll flip it back on. Well, it kind of appears that maybe that worked a little bit. It is definitely closer. Obviously, the tunnel in a Chevrolet is a little bit bigger. But if I can tuck this over like this, I think I can draw it over that way enough. Well, we're gonna have to figure that out. I don't really know what to do. I mean, I could fake it. I could cut it down the center, build some sort of a console or some silliness like that. But I don't think that's the way to go. Obviously, the way to go is get the right carpet. If I hadn't spent all the money on this, which wasn't cheap, by the way, I would have gone ahead and ordered the one for this Chrysler. But geez, there's got to be budget restraints somewhere. So I'm going to take a quick look, see what I can figure out here. So we'll get back with you here in a little while. Gotta change my shirt. I'm dripping water. I look like I peed myself. It's time for a break and a little bit of fan. Is it pretty? No. Does it look like carpet? Yes. Does it look like I banged on the dash a little bit and had a little more weight reduction? Yes. Weight reduction is key. There's still going to be stuff falling out of here, probably all the way to Atlanta. Maybe even all the way to Bristol, I don't know. I have banged on it, tapped on it, smacked on it, you name it, I've done it. And still got to do something back here with that edge. I'll get a piece of molding or something, screw that thing in. But it's better than having holes in the floor and tin and just Dynamat. And from your house, it looks like carpet. So my color coordination isn't too bad. My seats are like a dark charcoal or black. And this is a dark charcoal. And then my material for the headliner is a dark charcoal. And then we have some teal. Because believe it or not, this is more of a teal color than it is a green color. Although you can't really tell through all of the nastiness of 50 years of sitting around. So onward and upward. I think I'm going to go ahead and caulk the windshield right now. So we'll do that. And more progress being made all the time. Well, I got busy and forgot to film again. But basically what I've got here is a, I don't know, 3/16 piece of thrifty white Nev Snow garbage board. That's what we'll call it, garbage board. Shiny on one side, the cardboardy looking on the other side. Basically what I did was I took this fine unit here, the old door panel, and I threw it on here somehow or t'other, and I made a pattern, and I cut it, and I left it a whole bunch long. Now I'm going to set it up on there and see how I did. You can come along for the ride. This should be interesting at the very least. Let's see how we did. Let's get you hammering at the door a little bit. Where is the door? That is the door. I'd say for the first effort, that's pretty darn good. I do have a little bit of trimming to do on the back. Take off the corner. Bottom's about a ½ an inch long. So I can cover these. And make a door panel. Because obviously I can't use the other ones. So that's what we're doing now. The other piece actually worked out really well. This one sheet will do the headliner and both door panels. So I want to continue on, and obviously the time crunch is getting tighter. Hopefully I won't forget to film, but if I do, sorry. You'll hopefully see it soon. Good morning, everybody. This is Friday, May 26th, about 8:30 in the morning. Getting ready for the day. I have a couple of Hot Rod Power Tour friends showing up, Bill and Smitty. We're going to do some wiring today, probably do a little more upholstering. I have cut the door panels out and cut the headliner out. I've glued the material on the headliner. My wife is going to do some fancy stitching on the door panels just so it doesn't look so plain Jane. What else? We've got a culmination of error that has to be addressed. Well, it's not really errors, but everything's got to come together at once. I failed to order the collar for the steering column to come through the hole here, and the one that I have won't work. The mount for the top of the steering column that I have won't work. So those are supposed to be here from the shipping company with the A, Amazzoni, tomorrow. Now, if they find my address, it'll be a wonderful thing. And also, of all the things to forget, I thought I had some battery cable that was long enough to get from the back to the front in a good O gauge or 1/0, and sure enough I don't. All I have is some of that copper colored aluminum garbage that they use for amps and stuff, and that's not going to work. So I have a roll of that coming. It won't be here till tomorrow. So today we can get a lot of the wiring done. We'll get some testing done on it with just a small battery, and hopefully move on. We'll have the wiring in for the fuel pump, for the fuel gauge. All the rest of the gauges I can put sensors in, and we'll keep going forward. I have gone ahead and put a 195-degree thermostat in. I did drill 2 1/8-inch holes in it just to keep everything full of water. I have this magic cap up here because where the radiator sits is actually a little below it. So you need to fill it and get all that air out that's possible. And let's see, what else? The velocity stacks, the front one has to come off in order to move the front end forward and make it tilt forward. So that's going to be an issue. We'll make the rods for that and stuff. But today, we're going to try and get the sensors in, get some wiring done, and go from there. So stand by. It's going to be a busy day. I don't know how much videoing I'll get done, but I will do a recap at the end of the day. Not sure that Bill and Smitty want to be on film, but we'll find that out a little later today. So, onward and upward. Hope you guys are having a great time getting ready for the power tour. I think I'm going to make it, barring no mechanical issues, once it runs, which hopefully it'll be running by the end of the weekend. That was my goal. Have it running by the 30th, 31st. That way, I've got 9 days to drive it back and forth to town, romp it up and down the highway a few times, just make sure everything's going to be good. In the event that I do have a catastrophic failure in the meantime, well, there might just be a way that I can still pull a rabbit out of my hat and make it work. I do have a spare engine. If worst comes to worst, I'll overnight a Tremec T56 Magnum to the house or wherever the car ends up and get a new tranny put in it. You just don't know with these things, with everything, you know, pretty much new. The rear end's all new. It's got new bearings, new axles, everything. I checked the pattern, looks good. The engine, of course, is fresh right out of the machine shop. Fingers crossed everything's fine there. The transmission, well, we got to wing it there. It is a used T56. Had a broken tail housing that broke from the outside in. And the reason I know this is, number one, the guy told me. Number two, when I pulled the tail shaft off, the pieces of the tail shaft housing, just small, about the size of a silver dollar, were inside the tail housing. And you could tell that it had broken in, not out, like it threw a piece of a gear out or something. So, put a new tail shaft on it, put all that together. Should be okay, I hope. What else? Drive shaft U-joints, everything's brand new there. Brand new Wilwood brakes on the front, brand new master cylinder, brand new clutch slave, brand new clutch master, brand new clutch, brand new flywheel, brand new air conditioner, but you just never know. So, fingers crossed we're going to make this thing live. Hang on, it's going to be a hell of a ride. All right, big shout out to Bill and Smitty, who, despite the fact that Bill's house was destroyed partially in the hurricane, mostly, and he's going from bedroom to bedroom, bedroom to the kitchen to the bathroom with visqueen in the halls and all, has contractors showing up at his house. He still took the time to drive an hour here to help me, well, make all this mess. Actually, he's routed and connected and done some taping to make it pretty, and they've run the taillight wires out the back hole so that I can do this after I get it up in the air. He cut his leg on the rocker panel that I have not replaced, and well, if he gets tetanus, I told him not to sue. And just been a grand old help. And on top of that, great moral support. I mean, everybody's really rooting for me to get this thing done. Obviously, it's getting down to the wire, but I just can't say how much I appreciate all the help, and everybody wishing me luck, thinking I'm crazy, but they're still hoping that I get her going. So once again, thanks to Bill and Smitty for taking time out of their busy life. And they both have cars that they have to make sure are ready for the power tour. Smitty's car, he has problems with the differential. He's waiting on a new chunk for the 9-inch to be built. But, so he's going to be short on test driving and all. And they still take time out to help me. So I can't tell you how much all you power tour people have meant to me. And I've made some great lifelong friends out of this deal. So thanks again. And we're going to continue on trying to get this hot rod ready so all you nut jobs can see it on the power tour. Fingers crossed. Away we go. Well, it appears it's one of those days. I don't know how well you can see that, but the intake has to come back off because this is a newer block. Although it's an 010 block, it has the 3/8 pipe fitting for oil pressure instead of the 1/8 pipe, and the intake is about 1/8 of an inch too far back. So intake's got to come back off. I'm either going to have to grind that a little bit. Or I'm going to have to see if the intake manifold will set just a hair forward. You know, it's virtually a crapshoot, being as it's not 1/8 pipe. So I'm probably just going to grind that lip just a little bit, but I'm not going to do it with the intake on. I'm going to take it back off, and that sucks. But in a couple hours, we'll be back up to speed. Well, there you go. Just that much too close. Kind of hard to see, but it's right there. So I guess what I need to do, I'm really not pleased with this intake gasket either. It's a 1206. They say that's what to use, but it's much bigger than the ports on the intake and the head. So I think I'm going to go to a 1205. The ports are matched. It doesn't do any good if they don't flow right in. So you can see from here, literally the ports are exactly the same shape, same size. And where did I put my 1205s? Well, I'll have to dig around. I was moving stuff around and oh wait, there they are. Let's get them. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. So this is a 1204. I'm not really impressed. Oh, turn it over, dummy. There we go. And it goes right there. You can see that's a much closer fit. There's no sense gasket matching because the ports on the heads are the same size as these. So we'll clean her back up, throw another set of gaskets on it, move it forward a 1/16 of an inch. I'm going to go ahead and put the raising tube in first because that way I know that the manifold will clear. And we'll be back at a later date. Hopefully today. Well, once again, my faith in humanity has been shaken. I bought a set of front mirrors for this. I want you to look at this one. Notice how nice and clean. It's a brand new glass. Looks like new. I only opened the one package because they both came in the same box. The other one was underneath it. And this one, can you see it? is obviously used. It's pitted all to pieces. And I paid $100 for these things. You just can't miss it. So, oh well. But sad part is, when you buy stuff, I think I got them on eBay, and that kind of explains it. eBay has turned into a shithole as far as I'm concerned, and I'll say it right out loud. They charged me stupid money. I sold the tail shaft that I bought for the transmission that was incorrect. I paid $250 for it. I sold it for $150 plus shipping. So the total was $209. I paid sales tax on it. The shipping's supposed to be $45. By the time they were done with their fees, I got $109. So I will never buy anything on eBay again. I will never promote their business. I won't do a damn thing with eBay because now it's gotten ridiculous. If they made $40 on that one little item that will fit in 2 shoe boxes, imagine how much money they're making. It's ludicrous. And to cheat people like that on just a part just fries my ass. So there's my rant of the day. I'm done.